I'm doing you a video on my camera because some reason I'm doing small videos on the phone, but it's not sending, and I'm running out of memory, so I'm going to have to spend time sorting out my phone. But anyway, this is the case she's got in sort of photo album, but I think it wasn't really made to hold that many autographs because basically it's fallen apart in the years she's had it. She probably would have got a new one by now if she'd still been alive to put it in. But let's start. I'm going to load this to YouTube and then send you the link, because it's the only best way to do it, I suppose. Sorry if it's too long, or you can watch bits on YouTube and then come back to it later and finish watching it. That's the first one I ever did as well, so that's where we first ever started. So that's why she put those ones first. She tried to put them to start with in order of family, but it will, so you'll see, because you can sort of see Hildebrand, which is Nana. There's another different cat one. She used to send off for different ones here and there as you went along. And she used to send off for different ones. Well, different cast cards. If she found that someone had new cast cards to send off for them. She did get a consignment of... There was this woman called Stephanie. That's Steph's name as well, my sister's name. And she contacted her asking if she wanted any autographs. She didn't bother to go and put them online or anything, did she? Oh no. Or sell them on to make money. Oh no. She said, do you want any of these? Your name's the same as mine. So Steph picked out all the ones she wanted. They were quite old ones actually. And then she said to her after, then she heard nothing of it. A few months or so later, all these school cast cards come in the post. She was well pleased. Here's Christopher Parker, which is Spencer, Alfie's brother. And there's one of the Moon brothers, the original Moon brothers should I say, the decent Moon brothers, Jake Moon. There's Joe Mercer. I have no clue what he was. I think he might have been one of Dot's friends or something. I can't remember. If you can remember any of these characters I can't, please remind me. Anyway, there's Dot. I was to say June Brown. How nice. She wrote that. And then there's that. Then there was this. I was saying Steph wrote off to Wendy Richards. She wrote back. It was a time when she had that dog, Betty. And there it is there. And then she sent Betty's cast card, which was really nice as well. An older version of Sonia. Not too old, mine, but old enough. And then there's Jim Branning, or John Barden, as they say. Class, that's probably sort of after as well now. It's got no offence to being dead or anything, but she's got a few people that are dead and are probably worth something by now. There's Leon Swall. He was one of the ones that was in the original E20. I didn't watch the second series, but I watched the first series. I don't know if you remember it at all. But, yeah, because Fats was in it as well. He was quite popular when he got to EastEnders. The rest of them weren't very. I don't think most of them got to EastEnders anyway, so... And then part of that consignment of cards, she got a very old Peter Bill and a very young looking Lucy Bill, which was quite good actually. Then she also got Zaza, which if you remember rightly is Tina's daughter, Tina Carter's daughter. Then there's Charlie Brooks. We met her once. Really nice she is in real life compared to Janine Butcher. Man. Is one of a number of autographs by Adam Woodyatt. I don't know why she had so many, but still. And how rude it was for him to write in red, but still. There's a Jane Bill. Really nice that one is. That's the original. When Jane first came in, because basically we wrote off in 2005, Jane came in 2004, so not much different. There's another Adam Woodyatt, I don't know why, but still. And then there's another Peter Bill, which I think she got from that person. One that didn't look too bad actually. Then there's another Jane, another cast card. Look at her hair there. And then there's next to her brother Christian Clark, which is John Partridge. It's one of Steph's absolute favourite people ever, which is so nice. Then there's Linda Henry. It was quite a nice one. She looks quite young-ish there, should I say. Then there's Minty, which I'm pretty sure is another one, along with Dawn, Cara, who actually came with that consignment of stuff because they were well before the actual time we started doing autographs. It's also Heather, I should say Cheryl, which is really nice actually. We've met her and she's really nice. That one, Ricky, or should I say Gary, was also one that was given to her, I think, because that was way after we started doing it. He was gone by that time. So she wrote to Stephen McFadden, and he sent for some reason this cast card. No one knows why, but still nice. Next to Rita Simons. Then there's a very old Ben Mitchell, which also came in that consignment of stuff that she's got. There's also Barbara Windsor, which I think is now quite sought after, I think. Then there's another Steve McFadden, which I think is actually he's got a, what do you call it, he's got a auto pen, one of those stamps you stamp on, because that looks the same as nearly everyone else's, I think. People are making assumptions, is it an auto pen still, or is it actually signed? Whether you get the signed one or the auto pen is no matter. This Kim Metcalf, I think, also came from that consignment of bits and pieces, I imagine. Another Kerry Fenwick, I don't know why I've got so many of them, but there's a few. I think I've got about 2, and there's one hanging around somewhere. There's a Barbara Windsor, I think that came in that collection and all, I think. That definitely came in the collection. I think the autograph's on the back actually, but still. A very, very old Jamie Brothwaite, or I should say J Brown. Then there's Diane Parrish, which you can just about see her autograph. Then there's Danny Mitchell. I'm not actually sure where he fit in, to be honest, or what he was doing there or anything, because I can't exactly remember her. But still. There's Honey Mitchell, or should I say Edwards, as it was there, when she was before she was married, I think. It was before she was married, I think. It was a good one, though. Then there's Chrissy Watts, a classic one. She's a comeback, she's really good. Then there was Tom Ellis, if you remember. Tom Ellis was in EastEnders, playing Dr. Oliver Cousins, if you remember. I think Miss Smo was one that was married to or girlfriend of Johnny Allen. Yeah, because there's Louisa Lytton, there's Ruby. She was quite nice back in those days, character-wise. When I brought her back, she was horrible, yeah, so. There's Bobby Davro. Good old Bobby. I'm not sure if that wasn't. She might have written off for that one. There's that one, which is the original Chelsea, which I liked. I didn't really like the new one, but I'm getting used to it now. There's one that played Rosie Miller, one of the Millers. Basically, they was before she started autographs, so basically she got that in that consignment. I'm sure she wrote off to Johnny Allen. No, she might not have done. She might have got that in the consignment as well, because that was he died before, he got killed before that, I think, before she started. That one also, I think, was in a consignment. She definitely wrote off for that one. That was really good. So we'll see. Then there's Mark Elliott, another one of Steph's favourites, because she was a fan of Christian Side, if you remember those. Then there's Knitting, Masood, which is really nice. Then there was Sid Owen, half an autograph, you can sort of see, but still. Then there's Maisie. I'm sure that's another one that came in that collection. You think of her there, and then you think of her when she left the last time. Blimey, it's so much of a difference. It's unbelievable. Why my sisters felt the need to have 2 Mark Elliots is beyond me, but still. And then there's Prayer, who played Amira. It was going to be Saeed's wife, but wasn't in the end, if you remember. Then there's Pam's Clement, and a very young Whitney Dean. Looks like roughly when she came in, nearly. Looks a bit chavvy back then. Then there's this one's also another couple that came through that person, I think, which got that Stephanie from, that Stephanie person. So I think these were before we started autographing. She was one of Sonia's mates, I think, if I remember. I can't really remember. Well, it just reminded me that she was also in Holby City. I can't believe that. Things you remember. Then there's this one, really old version. I'm sure the Zoe one, I'm not sure if she wrote to Zoe, did I say Michelle Ryan, or whether she, I think she's got a one, and that Layla Morse from the she's got that one from that person. I know she wrote off to this one, an older version of Mo, Layla. And then there's one of Derek Martin, RIP, but still, that's another nice one. It's probably sought after. She wrote to him again later on because he had a different cast card, so she had to get him again. And there's Gillian Wright. She definitely wrote to her. Look at her hair back then. Look at this. This is original Stacey Slater. Looks a bit of a, I don't know what you call it, chavvy type thing. And then there's Bradley Branning. I don't know what happened, but for some reason she didn't treat the cast card very well. She was really annoyed that she lost the cast card with it, the autograph, and then it got damaged. When she found it, she was going to write off to him again. Kept saying she was going to write off to him again, and then all of a sudden he gets killed on the bloody live episode. So yeah, not good. These ones are also other ones that were from that person, because these are really old, if you can sort of see. Really old, actually. And the original Lauren Branning. Here's also Tanya Branning. Or should I say Jo Joyner. And then there's Little Mo. It's a nice one. That was definitely an old one from that other person. Can't believe that person was giving away her autographs though. Like, literally. Here's another lot of Branning brothers. Scott Maslin, which is really fit in the flesh. And there's Max. You can sort of see his autograph there to a slight extent. He did it on black, instead of getting a different colour pen, did he? These ones were also ones that person gave her. These were well before her time, Gus and Darren Miller. God, look how young he looks. The Moon Brothers, not the original ones, mind, but Tyler and Anthony. I didn't really like those ones compared to Jake and Danny. Jake and Danny were the original best ones. Here's Michael Moon. I'm sure he's the one that Janine was going to marry or married and then killed. She definitely married him, I know that much. Because there's a cast card somewhere that says Janine Malloy on it. So yes, definitely that. There's Lindsay. She wrote off to her. It's nice. I don't know why she needed another one of Heather, but still. Then there's another one. I'm sure Mercy. Oh, Mercy was one of the ones from Me 20 again. Good God, look how young Danielle Harold looks. There. Compared to what she looks like now. Man alive. Very young. David Essex. Everyone remembers David Essex in EastEnders. And then there's Jodie Gold. God knows what she was in EastEnders, but still, I can't remember her character unless you can. I don't know why she had another Tansette Clement and another Dot. I was going to say June Brown, but still, that's still good enough. And then there's Chucky Venn, who played Ray Dixon. I'm sure he was one that Kim was going out with, might have been. He's now in Casualty if you watch it. Here's another older version of Abby Branning. It's quite good. Then there's these ones. Julie Perkins. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure she was the one that Billy had it off with, and they ended up with Billy's son, which was Lola's father, I think. Here's a really old Jacqueline Josso look. I can't believe that. Look at her hair. Then there's another version of everyone's most hated version of Ben. Wasn't a big fan of him, to be honest. Miserable getting that throw. I could have smiled a bit better. Here's Ricky Glover, or should I say Andrew Cotton. I'm sure, if I'm not mistaken, he was the one that Eva was going out with when she got murdered. So yeah. Well, I think that's one of Dot's sisters or something. Rose Cotton, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And there's Nina as Zainab. She was a force to be reckoned with. Then there's another Perry Fenwick. I don't know why she's got so many of them, but still. They're like water these days, finding Perry Fenwick. There's a younger version of Patsy Palmer. Another one of Shona, I don't know why, but still. That one, I think, was also another one she got from that person, Derek Foreman. I should say Jamie Foreman, played Derek Branning. And then, nearly at the end, another Dot. Why she had 3 dots, I don't know. She had Anne Mitchell, who was Tanya's mother. Cora Cross, Tanya's mother. Tanya and Rainie's mother, actually, if you remember Rainie. Then there's David Witts, who's Joey Branning, one of the Branning brothers, or Branning something or other. I remember meeting him once and getting his autograph, but I can't remember for the life how he was a Branning, but still. There's Poppy Meadow. I can't exactly remember what she played in the show, but still. Then there's James. She's Liam Butcher, a really young version. Why she needed another Rudolph Walker is beyond me again. The good old Letitia Dean, which was really good. And then there's a Shane Ritchie. This is another one she got from that person. Must have been. It's a very old one. It's Michael French. I didn't even know she had him. Played David Wicks in EastEnders, which was actually Pat Butcher / Wicks's son. One of them anyway, if you remember. Ended up in Casualty and Arby. Here's the one that played Masood's brother, Ahmed. AJ Ahmed. And then there's another Fats for some reason. There's a Maddie Hill that she wrote off for. Then I don't know why Louisa had to write in red, but still. How young she looks. Then there's, what else have we got? I don't even know what that character was, or remember what that character was, to be honest. Jamie Lomas as Jake Stone. None of us even liked him, is all I remember. There's an older version of Stacey. I bet she's got another cast card by now. Lacey. So we should write off to her and get another one. Then there's an older version of Jay Mitchell, which was nice. And then that, hang on. She's got another Jake Wood, only because we got it signed at National Television Awards. And then she got one of the brothers, Tony I think it was, one of the Moon Brothers. And he actually, because he signed a picture, that's her. That's my sister who collected the autographs. And that's it. It's all come apart really. But there is another book somewhere in all this mess. There is quite a mess around here. I can't remember where I left that book. I didn't leave it on here, did I? Can't remember where I left it. So I'll leave it down here. I have to find it and I'll send you another video with it in, because I can't find what I did with it right at this instance.